This is that time of the year where everybody's house starts to explode with what I like to call Christmas crack. And with all the Christmas crack out there you can find, Funko has decided to help us out a little bit more by bringing us these really awesome deluxe Christmas scenes like Christmas Vacation, Home Alone, and Buddy the Elf, which are argumentatively the top 3, or maybe they're in the top 5 Christmas movies of all times. Now, we could easily go to these locations like Christmas Vacation and see this house. It's located in Chicago, not in one of the best areas on the planet. I don't recommend it. So now we have the next best thing. Funko has brought us deluxe pop moments. Now, this is a little different than anything we have seen coming from Funko yet. It is really massive. It is really big. It takes up a lot of space. They are also what I consider to be on the expensive side, especially for somebody who's just going to be collecting these and not necessarily pops. This seems like a big price tag that's going to take up a lot of space. But let's take a closer look at it before we get super judgmental on it altogether. For the size, you are getting a really big display. This is not going to be something that maybe you put on a shelf. This is not going to be something that maybe you put on a coffee table. This is going to be something that you put as a focal point on your wall, behind your tree, beside your tree. It is going to be something that is with your Christmas crack. And if your house turns into anything like mine every year, it looks really good, and my wife does an amazing job. My kids help her. It looks really good by the time it's done. To be honest, the only thing I do is bring the stuff out of storage and put it back in storage because I am horrible at all things when it comes to designing Christmas. I don't know why, but I just don't seem to have the patience for it or the eye for it. So there ends up being something like 7 Christmas trees around my house. One's even in the shower. It takes up a lot of space. So Christmas is a big thing every time of the year. And honestly, this is not mine. This right here is Jess's. I was not going to pick these up because of the size of them, because of the price of them. And she decided that we should pick these up, and these are going to go somewhere in all of her other Christmas displays that she puts together. We have not quite decided yet on what that's going to look like, but it will eventually happen. They did wrap this in cellophane, so this is going to be wrapped in cellophane. Now, normally I would be telling you at this point that you're going to have to get it out of this cellophane, that you're going to, the cardboard back behind it is going to warp, but this is not that time. This is not cardboard. This is some kind of plastic that it looks like they vacuum molded into the house itself. So that's what I mean by you don't actually have to go visit the house. They have now put the house on this, so it's some kind of a vacuum mold that they have already done. It's not going to warp. It's not going to bend. It's not going to break. There is something rattling around inside of this one, and I don't really know what it come from, but there is like some kind of a blemish in there. I was not able to find it. This was honestly the best box that I could find. I don't know what that is rattling around in there or where it come from. It does, however, look like they gave you the ability to take this one off, and they did. They gave you the ability to take this protective cover off. They have not historically done that. I don't know why you would want to do that, but you could press down on these and take this off. I love how they have like the National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation 1989 down here in the bottom. This one is done really well, but listen to me, it's expensive. It's going to take up a lot of space. They're really cool though, so if this is something that you get into, I would love to hear what you got to say. Write down in the comments below. Tell me if you're collecting these. Tell me if you're not collecting these. I don't know, maybe we'll get the other ones. I don't know. Maybe. I think out of any of them, the Home Alone is probably the next one if we're going to pick one of them up. Maybe that's the one that we'll get. Maybe I'll do another video on all 3 of them. If you'd like to see a video on all 3 of these guys, throw a comment down below. This one was a lot of fun. I appreciate you.